Elon Musk launch electric planes, they have arrived. Hello lovely YouTube family, welcome back to Tech Power. In today's video we're going to talk about Elon Musk launching electric planes, they have arrived. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. After electric cars, reusable rockets, hyperloop tunnels, and brain chips, it wouldn't be a surprise if Elon Musk decided to launch a new company to build the world's first electric airplane. In fact, he floated the very idea in September 2018 during an interview on Joe Rogan's podcast. The one involving weed smoking and whiskey drinking that made headlines everywhere at the time. The plane Musk had in mind would be capable of vertical takeoff and landing, a feature known as VTOL, and flying at supersonic speeds at high altitudes. But since then, the Tesla and SpaceX CEO hasn't found much time to take on the idea further. He said in a recent interview on an episode of the podcast, Third Row Tesla, published on February 9th. No. When Musk said that he was asked if any near-term plans to make an electric aircraft. I think it's incredibly difficult to bring an aircraft to production and meet all the regulatory requirements worldwide, he explained. It's a very difficult thing. It takes a massive amount of effort to do any one of these things, so you can't do them all. The podcast host suggests that he could leverage Tesla's recent success on the stock market to fund new research and development, such as electric aircraft if needed. But that's not how it works, Musk interrupted. It's not like if we just had more money, you could spend it effectively on R&D. But if there's a factory producing excellent engineers, that would be true, he added. Electric VTOL planes are completely off the table though. Musk hinted that he might have the idea more thought once his projects, particularly electric cars and solar panels, reach the desired scales. After all transport will be electric except for rockets, the entrepreneur said. I've thought about this quite a lot. Musk said of electric jet design during the Joe Rogan interview in 2018. The trick is that you have to transition to flight level. The thing is you take a vertical land off, and landing is not suitable for high-speed flight. Electric planes. When the airline industry talks about reducing its carbon footprint, the future of electric planes is always on the horizon. It should be. Airline flights globally are expected to double in the next 20 years, yet the industry is far behind other forms of transportation and making them transition to a carbon-free future. If that trend continues, the aviation is going to become one of the top polluters in all of the industry sectors, said Susan Ying, senior manager at electric aircraft company Empire, in a Nova documentary. Aviation will become the final dinosaur that does not clean up if we don't act right now. For jumbo jets, the future of fully electric flight is a few decades away. If a jumbo jet were to use today's batteries, 1.2 million pounds of batteries would be required just to generate the power of the jet engine it would be replacing. This weight would effectively need an additional 8 jet planes just to carry that weight. Understandably, overcoming these limitations of battery technology is a big focus for electric plane development right now. Both private companies and governments around the world are starting with what has worked so far. Swiss company Solar Impulse threw down the gauntlet in 2010 by successfully building an electric plane that could run on solar power and by demonstrating its prowess with the 26-hour flight. Advancements keep continuing as a wide range of companies have shown interest in electric planes. In 2017, Slovenian aircraft manufacturer Pipistrel introduced one of the first all-electric airplanes, including an electric population system. This has been certified for use in flying schools. In 2019, seaplane airplane company Harbor Air announced completion of the world's first successful all-electric commercial air flight. Its E-plane, a 6-passenger DHC-DE Halvard Beaver, which uses a 750 horsepower Magni 500 propulsion system, flew for about half an hour over the Canadian Fraser River. NASA has also been focusing on trying to develop an all-electric plane, and has spent the last decade working on the battery and designing for its two-seater plane, the X-57, as a way to help to develop the needed technology. The X-57 is designed to have a range of about 100 miles and a cruising speed of 172. The plane is currently a high-voltage ground testing and phase. Dreams. Elon Musk has a candid conversation with VC George Zachary at the Charles Rivers Venture CEO Summit. One of the most interesting things about Musk talked about was his desire to see electric airplanes in the future, and perhaps even one day help develop these green energy efficient planes himself. It makes sense. Musk has an interest in aeronautics. He founded space exploration technology SpaceX in 2002, which develops and manufactures space launch vehicles. Energy efficiency and sustainability, electric planes combine that these three is a nice package. Musk also mentioned his electric plane idea in an interview at the Churchill Club earlier this year. See video below, where he says he's very interested in developing an electric supersonic plane one day. The nascent technology for an electronic airplane is still relevantly unknown, but perhaps Musk will change that in a not too distant future. Zachary, what will you do next? Will you stay inside the 3 areas? Musk, I don't think I'll go outside of the 3 areas. There's an inaudible on the sustainable energy front. I have an idea for an electric plane and really one that you can go supersonic in. And then it would be interesting to take a look at fusion. That's a really tough problem. Zachary, so that should keep you busy for a while. Arrington, I want to hear more about the electric plane that you brought up and really early on in the talk, and how realistic that is from a technology standpoint, and how from a new startup standpoint possibility. Is it possible technically that to do it in an interesting way? Seems like a lot of batteries. It is a lot of batteries. Technically, an electric plane gets more feasible as battery energy improves. It's definitely feasible right now, it's just a question of the range. You have to have the energy density for a global plane. Basically, its electrocarrier as it functions for a plane has to be very high, and then ultimately, it's how you really use the fact that you have an electric motor driving the plane as opposed to a jet engine, which is taking inaudible. You have to design the plane differently to deal with. It's an interesting configuration of what you can do with the vertical takeoff and landing angles with the design. It's a tricky problem. I try not to think about it because I have too much to think about. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, so you never miss any amazing video from us.